In this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about Garten of BanBan 9, from the possible release date to new leaks to all the characters that might appear. This video has it all. Trust me, once you finish watching, you won't need another video. So let's start with one of the biggest mysteries of all, the fate of jumbobosh and the role he could play in BanBan 9. After the release of BanBan 8, right at the very beginning of the game, inside Sir Dadadu's room, we find jumbobosh lying unconscious. His huge body is broken, covered in purple scars from the massive blast he suffered in BanBan 7. At first glance, he looks gone forever, but when you look closely, you can see something small but important. He's still breathing. His chest moves up and down, confirming that jumbobosh is not dead, at least not yet. But with injuries this bad, the real question is, will he ever recover? Or have we just witnessed the beginning of his final chapter? To even begin to answer that, we have to rewind and look at everything jumbobosh has been through since the very beginning. His entire history in the series shows just how incredibly hard he is to kill. In BanBan 1, he shocked everyone with his very first appearance. Out of nowhere, he slammed down on the elevator in the final scene and instantly became one of the most terrifying characters in the game. Then BanBan 2 gave fans another twist. At the very start of the game, jumbobosh was shown lying unconscious on the floor, and many people thought his role was done. But that assumption didn't last long. By the ending of BanBan 2, he came roaring back, chasing the player through tight hallways and smashing through walls like they were paper. The message was clear. jumbobosh might fall down, but he always comes back stronger. In BanBan 3, he had one of his most jaw-dropping scenes in the entire franchise. Hellish BanBan was seconds away from catching us, and just as all hope seemed lost, jumbobosh appeared out of the darkness and delivered a single knockout punch that sent BanBan to the ground. The fight didn't end there. When Stinger Flynn tried to step in and break things up, jumbobosh didn't hesitate. He grabbed Flynn and slammed him into the ground like he weighed nothing at all. That moment cemented him as the strongest physical fighter in the entire series. And yet, despite all that strength, jumbobosh's story kept taking turns. In BanBan 4, Sheriff Toadster managed to trap him. Later, in BanBan 6, we found him chained up in a jail cell, his massive hands locked down. Seeing him in chains was shocking because it reminded players that no matter how powerful he was, the facility found ways to keep him under control. Then came BanBan 7, and this was without question his greatest battle so far. jumbobosh went head-to-head against the entire Notified army. One by one, he destroyed every single soldier that stood in his way. He didn't just fight them, he crushed them with overwhelming strength. His fight against Sir Dadadu was especially brutal. By the end of it, Sir Dadadu himself admitted in BanBan 8 that half of my body is still numb, a direct result of the beating Josh gave him. It was the clearest sign yet of just how unstoppable he really was. But then, at the very peak of his power, came his downfall. In the chaos of battle, jumbobosh accidentally swallowed the Queen's scepter, mistaking it for a lollipop. That one mistake changed everything. The moment it went down, a massive explosion erupted, knocking jumbobosh completely unconscious. The blast was so violent that it left him broken, with purple scars spreading across his body. And the first time we see jumbobosh in BanBan 8 lying on the floor of Sir Dadadu's room, it honestly looks like he's gone. He's motionless, his body covered in purple scars, and for a moment, it feels like one of the strongest mascots in the series has finally fallen. But if you look closely, you notice it. He's still breathing. He's alive, but just barely. And that immediately raises the big question. After taking that much damage, after everything he's been through, can he really survive? Let's not forget, jumbobosh isn't just any character. He's the powerhouse of the series, the one no one could physically defeat. He slammed Stinger Flynn into the ground like he was nothing. He fought an entire Notified army on his own, and beyond that, he survived things no one else could, like the elevator crash back in BanBan 1 and 2. That history tells us one thing: his body is built differently. His immune system, his durability, his sheer strength. jumbobosh has always been the unstoppable wall of the BanBan universe. But now things are different. Seeing him injured like this shows us a side of him we've never seen before. And that's where BanBan 9 comes in. If you look at the Steam page images, Jumbo Josh appears again. That's no coincidence. Most of the time, when a character shows up in the promotional art or teaser trailers, they play some role in the story. So it's almost certain he'll return. The real question is, in what way? Maybe BanBan 9 will give us a mission where we actually have to save him. Think about it. Every BanBan game is packed with puzzles and tasks. What if one of those puzzles is tied to keeping Jumbo Josh alive, repairing his wounds, reviving his strength, or even finding someone with the knowledge to heal him? Syringin is gone, but maybe a new character, or even a Gavanium scientist, could step in to try and restore him. And it honestly makes sense that someone would want to keep Jumbo Josh alive. Let's be real, sometimes he's the only reason the player or the other characters survive. Go back to BanBan 7. Without him, the Notified Army would have completely crushed everything. He was the only one strong enough to take them head on, and even Sir Dadadu admitted the damage Josh left him with was unbearable. That's the kind of presence Josh has. He changes the battlefield just by existing. And with BanBan 9 teasing even darker threats, having him alive might not just be useful, it might be absolutely necessary. And now let's talk about Zulfus, and what kind of role he might play in BanBan 9. BanBan 8 completely changed how we look at him, because in the game, when Flumbo grabs us and leaps into the void, we don't fall into just any pit, we fall straight into the mouth of Zulfus. And that's when we see something no one expected. Inside of Zulfus is an entire Gavanium village, whole families, whole communities, all trapped inside him. It's like he isn't just a character, he's a living prison, hiding something massive from us. But that discovery leads to even bigger questions. How did the villagers end up inside Zulfus? And why is he the one carrying them within his body? To answer that, we have to rewind all the way back to BanBan 0. In that game, we saw BanBan lock Flumbo inside a closet, and later a case update revealed that the facility searched endlessly for Flumbo, but was never able to find him. Eventually, they declared him dead, but the real reason they couldn't locate him is far darker, because the people who actually knew the truth were thrown inside Zulfus by Syringin. From the very beginning, Zulfus wasn't just a mysterious shadow in the background, he was being used as a living container to hide the truth. And that explains why the Gavanium blobs we encountered in BanBan 0 were later revealed to be the very same citizens we find trapped inside Zulfus in BanBan 8. Anyone connected to Flumbo's disappearance, anyone who had knowledge of what really happened, was swallowed up and hidden inside him by Syringin. That's the real reason the facility felt so confident declaring Flumbo dead. It wasn't because they had proof, it was because every single witness was gone, erased from the surface and locked inside a place no one could ever reach. This also sheds light on why the elder Gavanium villager knew just how important Flumbo was. He understood that Flumbo wasn't just another failed experiment, he was the centerpiece of everything. That's why he gave us that VHS tape, the one that exposed Syringin's darkest secret and eventually led to his downfall. The villagers had been carrying truths that Syringin wanted buried forever, and Zulfus became the prison for those truths, forced to hold them within his body. But here's where things get really interesting, because for almost the entire series, Zulfus never speaks. He just watches in silence. Yet in BanBan 3, there's one single moment where he finally breaks that silence. He says 3 words, Lo siento. For those who don't know, that's Spanish, and it means I am sorry. But why would Zulfus, the most mysterious figure in the whole series, suddenly apologize to the player? And why in Spanish? We actually get more clues about this in BanBan 6. In one of the child notes, there's a drawing of Zulfus staring at children. But here's the disturbing part. He's not angry, he's not threatening, he's crying. Actual tears streaming down his massive face. And right there on the same note, Miss Mason leaves a warning for the children. Do not talk to the face. It's crystal clear she's talking about Zulfus. Now this gives us 4 huge questions we still don't have answers for. First, why does Zulfus cry when he sees the children? Second, why did Miss Mason specifically warn them not to talk to him? What secret was she trying to keep hidden? Third, how does Zulfus even know where the children are? And fourth, why did he tell the player, I'm sorry, in in the first place, and why in Spanish? That last detail might not be random at all. In BanBan 6, when exploring the nanny's room, we discover a Spanish to English dictionary. It seems small at first, but when you connect the dots, it makes sense. The only character in the series who speaks Spanish is Zulfus. The nanny and Zulfus are likely connected somehow. Either way, the fact that Zulfus's only words are in Spanish can't just be a coincidence. And when it comes to the missing children, I think Zulfus knows more than anyone else in the entire series. The child notes strongly suggest he's aware of their location. It even looks like he tried to reach out to them, to communicate. That's probably why Miss Mason was so insistent about not talking to him. But the real heartbreak is this. Why did he say, "I'm sorry" to us, the player? The most logical explanation is that he understands why we're here. He knows we're searching for our missing children, and he also knows how hopeless that mission really is. Maybe he feels the player's pain. Maybe he's even watched countless parents search before us. And because he can't step in, because he can't directly change anything, the only thing he can do is whisper those words, "I'm sorry." That moment completely changes how we see Zulfus. He's not just a monster lurking in the shadows. He's a vault of secrets, yes, but maybe also a witness to everything that's been hidden. Maybe he's been watching all along, not because he wants to hurt us, but because he feels guilty for not being able to help. And here's the final big question. What kind of role will Zulfus actually play in BanBan 9? Right now, we only know about the Gavanium village hidden inside him, but who's to say that's all there is? Zulfus is massive. He could be hiding far more secrets, maybe even experiments or truths the facility wanted erased forever. We've only scratched the surface of what's inside him. And here's where things get even more interesting. In the Euphoric Brothers' most recent music video, Zulfus is shown getting darker and darker with each scene. That's not just a design choice, it's a hint. It almost confirms that he's about to take on a much bigger role in BanBan 9. But the real question is, will he finally step out of the shadows and reveal those dark truths himself? Or will he remain silent like before, forcing us to piece everything together? The teasers give us just enough to stay curious, but the fact that Zulfus is being shown in this darker, more menacing way is probably setting up something massive. And now, let's talk about Brashista and the role she's going to play in BanBan 9. Brashista might just be the most mysterious character in the entire Garten of BanBan series. And after the shocking ending of BanBan 8, it's clear that she's about to play a much bigger role than ever before. We can see her tail in the ending of BanBan 8. We can see her teased again in the Steam artwork. And if you remember back in BanBan 7, we even found her secret room, which was filled with clues pointing toward her importance. All of this shows us one thing. Brashista isn't just a background character anymore. She's becoming one of the central figures of the story. But here's the real question. Is Brashista going to help us? Or is she going to become our next enemy? To answer that, we first need to revisit the ending of BanBan 8. After Miss Mimicker tricks the player by mimicking the voice of our missing child, we step into a room and see something shocking. Brashista's tail. And then, for the very first time, she speaks directly to us. Her words are strange, almost poetic. Then the anteater enters the stage. She moved like smoke, silent, choking, inevitable. And I quote her, "You need me as much as I need you. Trust me." Now the rules change. This line is extremely important because it gives us our first real clue about Brashista's role in BanBan 9. Let's break it down. When she says, "Now the rules change," she's telling us that everything we thought we knew about Syringan City is different now. Syringan is dead. BanBan killed him in BanBan 8, and with him gone, there's no one left to rule over the Gavanium citizens. But that doesn't mean the city is free. Someone else has to take that position, and all the evidence suggests that new ruler is Brashista. Why am I so confident? Because throughout Syringan's tower in BanBan 8, we can see Brashista's influence everywhere. The walls are filled with her paintings, her artwork, and objects that she created. Syringan clearly clearly valued her and kept her work close, which shows they had some kind of strong connection. Otherwise, why would everything in his personal tower be covered in her creations? And it's not just about paintings. Syringan's tower also proves that Brashista is far more intelligent than we ever thought. Remember the upgraded Remote 2.0, the drone we've used throughout the series? Even the dagger teased in BanBan 8? All of these items were made by Brashista. That means she isn't just an artist or director, she's an inventor. She understands the facility on a level few characters do. She's not just creative, she's dangerous. So, does that mean she'll be the main villain of BanBan 9? Not necessarily. Let's go back to her final line. You need me as much as I need you. This is clearly a message about the missing children. Brashista knows where they are. She has information that the player desperately needs. But she's not just going to hand it over. Brashista is too smart for that. She knows the player has survived the impossible, escaping from jail, surviving BanBan's lies, fighting through the chaos of the kindergarten. She respects that, even compliments it, but it also means she sees the player as useful, and that's the key. In BanBan 9, Brashista will likely use the player for her own tasks, not simple puzzles or side missions, but deadly, dangerous tasks that even she can't complete. Only after the player proves themselves useful might she reveal what she knows about the missing children. But here's the catch. Will she actually tell the truth? The Garten of BanBan series has taught us one lesson very clearly. You can't fully trust anyone. Every character has lied, manipulated, or betrayed the player in some way. So even if Brashista claims to know where the missing children are, we can't assume she'll just hand that knowledge over. Still, the chances are very high that Brashista is one of the few characters who really does know the truth. The Euphoric brothers have confirmed that the story is building toward its end, and with that, the missing children mystery has to be resolved. Brashista may very well be the one holding the key to that answer. So, is Brashista a friend or an enemy? The truth is, she's probably both. She's not someone we can fully trust, but she's also not someone we can ignore. She knows too much. She's too powerful. And whether we like it or not, in BanBan 9, we're going to need her. Because as Brashista herself said, you need me as much as I need you. But there are a few more things you need to understand about Brashista before we decide if she's really a friend or an enemy. Let's go back to BanBan 7, where we first discovered her secret room. Inside, we find a strange quote from Brashista. Life is like a canvas. One small mistake and it's all ruined. This line alone tells us a lot about her mindset. Brashista sees the world like a painting, delicate, fragile, and easily destroyed. Another important detail is that Brashista is part of the mutant family, a group that was abandoned by the scientists during the early days of the facility. This means she's not a finished experiment. She still has weaknesses, flaws, and perhaps bitterness from being left incomplete. And that gives her an edge, because characters who feel abandoned usually come back with revenge or ambition. If you look closely at Syringan's tower in BanBan 8, you'll notice multiple paintings made by Brashista herself. Some of them are easy to understand, like the beach painting, which shows the 6 mascots chosen for the Bring a Friend Day event. But others are much darker and more confusing. For example, there's a painting that shows Stinger Flynn trapped in a nightmare, haunted by Syringan. These artworks seem to be more than just pictures. They feel like warnings, hints, or memories Brashista wanted to leave behind. And here's the interesting part. The developers have been teasing Brashista for a very long time. Back in BanBan 7, we saw her movie poster and wall art. In the first teaser trailer for BanBan 8, her artwork was shown again. Then, in Syringan's tower, her influence was everywhere. Paintings, objects, and items she created. Just recently, Geppo himself even hinted at her role, saying that Brashista is insane. It's becoming very obvious that the Euphoric brothers have been building her up for a major role from the beginning. So now, let's talk about how Brashista will actually look when we finally meet her in person. Right now, we've only seen her wall art and a glimpse of her tail in BanBan 8. We haven't seen her full physical form yet, and yes, she'll probably look very similar to the designs we've seen in the art, but I think the Euphoric brothers are going to make her even bigger, creepier, and more detailed to match her importance. And now, it's time to go over every character who's dead. Characters that will never return and will never play a role in BanBan 9. Let's start with Syringin. In the ending of BanBan 8, we saw BanBan finally kill him, and if that wasn't enough, he even threw Syringin's body into the Gavanium barrel. There is absolutely no chance he could survive all of that, and even Syringin himself admitted that his story was over. His final words were chilling. "It's a shame I won't see the final." That line says everything. He knew his time had come, and that makes it clear. Syringin is gone forever. Next up, BanBalina. In that same ending, we saw Syringin throw her into the Gavanium barrel as well. And while some fans hope she might still come back, the chances are extremely low. The way it was shown, with her falling helplessly, strongly suggests she didn't survive. BanBalina's story seems to have ended right there. Now let's move to Clorenzo, one of the members of the Reclamation team. This one is straightforward, because we, the players, are the reason he's dead. During his chase sequence, when you use the final remote, the electricity surges through him, and his entire head explodes on screen. That was one of the most brutal moments in BanBan 8. With his head completely blown apart, there's no way Clorenzo could ever return. He's gone for good. Another Reclamation team member who won't return is Miss Mimicker. Her death is also one of the most memorable in BanBan 8. After her creepy chase sequence, the player slams a door shut right as she's coming through, and it slices her head clean off. And just in case anyone thought she might somehow survive, the developers made sure to show her severed head in the BanBan 8 ending cutscene. That was their way of confirming it. Miss Mimicker is gone forever, but now things get more uncertain. Let's talk about the Elder Villager. His death isn't 100% confirmed, but all signs point to it. The last time we saw him, he gave one of the most haunting lines in the series, saying, "The true leader dies with his village." Then, in the official BanBan 9 Steam page images, we see his crown lying abandoned in the burning ruins of the village. Some fans believe this is undeniable proof that he died in the fire. Others argue that maybe he somehow escaped and the crown was just a symbol. But looking at the way the fire spread and consumed the village, the chances of him surviving are very slim. The Elder Villager most likely met his end right there. And finally, for this part, we have Sir Dadadu. Just like the Elder, his fate hasn't been fully confirmed, but it looks grim. When the player escapes from the jail cell in BanBan 8, the truck comes crashing straight through the wall. The impact is so violent that parts of the wall collapse, and there's a very high chance that some of that rubble hit and badly injured Sir Dadadu. We actually see him lying on the ground, unconscious and unable to move. His body looks weak, and the scene makes it clear that he's in serious trouble. The developers left his status ambiguous, but it's hard to imagine him making a full recovery after that level of damage. While not officially confirmed, all signs suggest Sir Dadadu's story might already be over. And then we have Bitter Giggle. When his voice first played in the BanBan 8 trailer, fans went absolutely wild. People thought this was the moment, and Bitter Giggle was finally coming back after so many games in the shadows. But when we played the game, the truth hit hard. It wasn't him at all. What we heard was just his digital assistant imitating his voice. The real Bitter Giggle was nowhere to be found. Sheriff Toadster makes it even clearer during the escape sequence. He directly describes Bitter Giggle as already dead. And if you think about it, the logic makes sense. We know how instantly fatal Sheriff Toadster's taser is. In BanBan 8, we saw him use it on a Gavanium prisoner, and that prisoner dropped dead in seconds. Then we have to remember, he used that exact same taser on Bitter Giggle. If the prisoner didn't survive it, there's no way Bitter Giggle did either. It all adds up to one conclusion. Bitter Giggle is gone forever, and as much as fans loved him, there's almost no chance of his return. Now let's talk about the Queen. She's one of the most popular and mysterious characters in the series, so of course, fans didn't want to believe her story was finished. Right after her death, the theories exploded. Maybe she escaped, maybe she would reappear in a new form, maybe the developers were hiding her for a shocking twist. But 3 whole games have passed since then, and there hasn't been a single hint that she's coming back. In fact, with the Euphoric brothers introducing so many brand new characters, it feels like they've quietly closed the chapter on her story. We even saw her unconscious body all the way back in the first teaser for BanBan 6, and that was the last real glimpse of her. At this point, it looks like her death was final. Now we need to mention some of the smaller characters who also didn't survive. The Gavanium prisoner was the first death in BanBan 8, and it happened right in front of us. He tried to escape the prison alongside the player, but Sheriff Toadster Toadster didn't hesitate for a second. The moment he broke the rules, Toadster executed him with the taser. It was brutal, fast, and showed us just how dangerous Toadster really is. Then we have one of the scariest moments in the entire game. After we completed the puzzle of the makeshift doctor, just when things felt safe, Clorenzo suddenly appeared. Out of nowhere, he grabbed a character and dragged them straight into the darkness. It was quick, shocking, and it instantly became one of the most shocking jump scares in BanBan 8. Next is the Gavanium Abomination. Its death came earlier in the game at the hands of the makeshift doctor. And not gonna lie, the way the doctor killed it was disgusting and unsettling. But the irony is that the makeshift doctor himself wouldn't live for long either, proving once again that no character is safe in this series. And finally, we need to talk about the Minister Chef and the rest of the Gavanium villagers. Their deaths weren't directly shown on screen, but the evidence is almost impossible to ignore. The elder villager's final words, "The true leader dies with his village," echoed as we watched the fire spreading through the entire village. That line felt like a death sentence, not just for him, but for everyone who lived there. The flames consumed everything. And finally, we'll take a closer look at Brashista's painting, because it might be hiding a secret message about BanBan 9. The first painting we come across is called The Beach. At first, it looks like a normal beach scene, but fans who've studied it know it's a reference to Bring a Friend Day. If you look closely, you can make out 6 figures, representing the 6 characters chosen for that infamous event. This isn't just a random painting, it's Brashista reminding us of the chaos that started it all, the day that defined the entire downfall of BanBan's kindergarten. The second painting is much darker. It's a portrait of Syringen, and the title is Price of Greatness. The name alone is chilling. This piece was actually Brashista's gift to Syringen, honoring his rule over the kindergarten. But it's more than just a gift. The painting suggests the heavy cost of leadership, showing Syringen not just as a ruler, but as someone whose greatness demanded sacrifice. It also reveals how close Brashista and Syringen's relationship really was, almost like artist and king, bound together by ambition and control. The third painting is even more interesting. It's called Double Life, and it shows Syringen sitting with Sir Dadadu. The two of them are casually playing cards, but if you look closely at the cards on the table, you can see symbols of kingdoms drawn on them. The message here is clear. Both characters live double lives. One life as normal mascots, pretending to be part of the kindergarten. Another life as rulers, conspirators, and powerful forces inside the facility. Brashista captured their hidden truth in one single scene. The fourth painting is titled Dysfunctional. At first glance, it looks confusing. On the left side, you can see what looks like a distorted face, and some fans believe this might be teasing a new character, but if you look carefully, it's actually just Bitter Giggle's face. The painting represents the broken system of BanBan's kindergarten, a dysfunctional facility where nothing worked as planned. The name Dysfunctional says it all. This is Brashista's way of showing that the entire foundation of the project was flawed, chaotic, and collapsing from within. Now, the fifth painting is where things start getting much darker. This one is called Throne Father. In it, Syringen sits on a giant throne like a king, while countless Gavanium citizens surround him. Some are bowing down to him, showing his absolute power and dictatorship over the facility. This painting doesn't just highlight his control, it reveals just how far his reign reached. Syringen wasn't just a scientist or a leader. In Brashista's eyes, he was a ruler, almost worshipped, but also feared. The sixth painting is even more disturbing. It shows Stinger Flynn lying in a hospital bed, suffering from nightmares. In his dreams, he sees Syringen towering over him like a monster. The painting is called Reflected Paths. This piece is terrifying because it suggests the mental and physical suffering the characters went through during their creation. Stinger Flynn's nightmare reflects the painful process every mascot endured, as if the Gavanium experiment scarred not just their bodies, but their minds too. And finally, the last painting is perhaps the most emotional of all. This one shows the entire mutant family together. Queen Bouncelia, Sir Dadadu, Syringen, Sheriff Toadster, Bitter Giggle, and even Brashista herself, standing proudly with her tail visible. Unlike the darker paintings, this one captures a time when they were all all happy. It shows the old days of the facility, when the mutant family still lived together in unity before everything collapsed. It's a bittersweet reminder of what they once had and what was lost forever. So what are Brashista's paintings really trying to tell us? They reveal the truth behind BanBan's kindergarten, the rise of Syringan's rule, the secret double lives of its members, the suffering caused by Givanium, and the broken system that doomed them all. But at the same time, they remind us that once, long ago, the mutant family was whole and maybe even happy. Brashista wasn't just painting pictures, she was leaving behind warnings, memories, and secrets that shaped the entire story of Garten of BanBan. And that's not the end, because Brashista didn't just leave behind paintings, she also created other objects scattered across Syringan's tower. At first, these things look like ordinary props, but if you take the time to really notice them, each one has its own backstory, and some are much darker than they appear. Let's start with the dagger. We first saw this dagger teased in one of the BanBan 8 promotional images, where it was stabbed directly into a BanBan plush. The weapon itself has an official name, Painful Memory. That alone tells us it's tied to some event or trauma in the past, something the Euphoric brothers haven't revealed yet. The dagger is more than just an item. It's a reminder of a moment that left scars, a memory so dark it had to be forged into an object. Then there are the tools. Both the remote and the 2-point drone are Brashista's creations as well. These might look like normal gameplay devices to help us solve puzzles, but in reality, they're her inventions. It shows that Brashista wasn't just a painter, she was also a designer, building tools that shaped how the kindergarten functioned. It adds another layer to her role, proving she had far more influence in the facility than most fans realize. And then there are the movie posters. Back in BanBan 7, players could find walls decorated with Brashista's poster designs, each one teasing movies that don't actually exist in the real world, but which feel like part of the kindergarten's strange culture. The posters included titles like The Lick of 78, Lost in the Zumbo Sauce, EGG, The Button of Death, Part 2, The Hour of BanBanning, Flumbo and Friends, and Trojan Tarta. These might seem like jokes or background details, but they're actually far more important. Every poster is connected to BanBan's world in some way. Take Flumbo and Friends, for example. That title directly connects to the Flumbo family, the largest and most important family in the entire facility. Why would Brashista create a poster about them? Was she documenting the families? Was she mocking them? Or was she leaving behind a clue for us to piece together? We don't know for sure, but the fact that these posters are spread throughout the kindergarten suggests that they're more than just Easter eggs. They're hints, foreshadowing events and characters we'll only fully understand later, maybe in BanBan 9. So when you look at everything together, it becomes clear that Brashista's role was much bigger than anyone realized. She wasn't just a painter, she wasn't just decorating walls for fun. She was a storyteller, leaving behind warnings and clues through her paintings. She was an inventor, designing key tools like the drone and remote. And she was even shaping the cultural identity of the kindergarten with her posters and objects. Her creations may look simple at first, but every single one of them ties into the larger story of Garten of BanBan. And before you go,